Hey, I'm Hugo Paris with 4ms here at Superbooth 2017, and I'll be showing you the new 4ms module, the spherical wavetable navigator.
So this looks very similar to the SMR, right?
Yes, it's sharing a lot of the hardware with the SMR, although it has some different hardware as well. But yeah, it's sharing some of it. It's a completely different beast, though. This is a 6 VCO module, 6 wavetable VCO module with a mixer section, 6 LFO outputs that can also go to audio range, which are wavetable LFOs. So you have 6 extra wavetable VCOs.
So are they completely independent of the original oscillators, the original 6?
Yeah. Each VCO is independent from each other and can have a different pitch and different level controls. This is a mixer section, 1 volt per octave inputs for each of the VCOs, and then you have LFO outputs here with a control on the LFO bank, CV input for LFO bank. And then this is the section where you navigate your wavetable. And what's special about this module is that the wavetable is organized in a sphere. So your waveforms are in a sphere, organized, and your VCOs can move in that sphere. And depending on the position of your VCO, you get a different waveform. And they're independent, so they can all be spread in the space, in the 3D space. So let's listen to a couple waveforms. What I'm doing right now is that I'm browsing the sphere using the 3 controls, spherical coordinate controls, which is the depth or the radius, the longitude and the latitude controls. So every time I change this, I change the waveform for the 6 VCOs. So you can transpose your 6 VCOs all together by semitones. Get visual feedback of going up and down the semitones. You can also fine-tune, plus or minus half a step, and you can globally transpose by octaves. From rumbling bass to aliasing sound. You can also individually transpose your channels. And then transpose the whole thing and do some sort of chord memory. You can also clear that and maybe go in the lower register and then individually detune your channels to get some detune bass and phasing effects. Get a really fat bass. Now let's move on to controlling the wavetable position using the LFOs. So you have 6 LFO outputs that are out of phase with each other, 60 degrees. So they're in sine wave mode right now. So you have a sine wave moving like this. And you can use this to control the position in the wavetable. This one. So now you can see this is turning red because we're moving into the depth of the wavetable. I'm going to use another one to do the longitude, and another one to do the latitude. We have 6 VCOs playing in unison, detuned with each other, and playing the same waveform, but that moves over time based on the LFO speed. You can control the LFO speed here, going faster or slower. The module is stereo, so you can hear left and right moving now. This is going left and this is going right. I'm gonna unpatch this and show you something else with the LFOs. So the LFOs can be used also in trigger mode, gate mode, so you can see your gate browsing.
So is the speed of the LFOs voltage controllable, or?
Not voltage controllable, however, there's a clock input that sets the global clock. And the idea is that you can set the speed like this, which are multiplications and divisions of integer multiplication and divisions of the main clock, whether it's internal or external. And then, like any control on there, you can, for each channel, assign its own multiplication. So as you can see now, this guy is faster, and this guy is much faster. And now I have a pattern that I can speed up or slow down, but the pattern remains the same. And this can be clocked to externally. The fun thing you can do is also you can switch to triggers and see your LFO with triggers. So if we go back to the wave, the sine wave we had before, you can see the triggers going sequentially. And there's a switch on the Swan that allows you to send your LFOs to your VCAs. Just going to transpose this up a little bit.
So it's got an internal VCA as well?
6 internal VCAs, yeah.
So within the module, it's essentially you've got 6 voices, 6 wavetable voices with an LFO per voice.
Yes, and each voice is independent and its LFO is independent, and the LFOs can be turned into triggers or gates. The LFOs also go to audio range, so you can actually play them at audio range and have some cool stuff. Even in audio range, you can set different speed for each of the LFOs, so you can create a chord that you can transpose also globally. And yeah, it's pretty fun. So now we're listening to the voices, the VCAs, the 6 VCAs being controlled by the LFOs in trigger mode. And so if we go back into the LFO speed control, we can go faster or slower. We can transpose individual steps. And we can also assign different multiplication and divisions of the main clock to each of the 6 LFOs. So I'm going to have more percussive elements on this guy now. And now I can speed up or slow down this whole pattern. There's a choice of a couple LFO waveforms that are gathered by waveform type. So I'm just going to clear the multiplication divisions and reset the phase. So we're in sine right now. We can also choose different waveforms. So this is going to be saw. And if I go in LFO mode, now we have this saw envelope that goes sequentially to each channel. We can also get more complex stuff like this and turn it into triggers. And once again, we're tied to a main global clock, and we can multiply and divide that main global clock and create really complex rhythms. Next is the spread control and spread and pattern. So I'm going to go back into regular VCA mode. Clear the pitch adjustments, so now we're back to square one. And what spread does is that it takes each of your 6 VCOs in the 3D space, that sphere, and spreads them based on a pattern. So they're going to go in different directions. So some are going to go deeper in the sphere, some are going to go around the longitude, some are going to go up the latitude, and like all move independently based on the CV you put in. So here's the spread. I'm going to switch back to a sine LFO, a slow sine LFO, and I'm going to use this to spread the wavetable, the positions in the wavetable. And you can see it happening here. So channel 1 is going through the depth, because depth is R, red, longitude is green, and latitude is blue. So you can see that channel 1 is going through the depth, channel 2 is going through the longitude, and channel 3 is going through the latitude. You can also choose which pattern they're going through. And I'm just going to use an offset using the peg. And I'm going to change the pattern we're going through. So now the VCOs are spreading differently in the 3D space, and you get a different sound clearly.
So when are you hoping to have it ready for production?
Hoping for towards the end of the year, probably.
And what will be the kind of price? Is that kind of unknown at the moment?
It's going to be around the price of our other modules like the DLD or the SMR, but it's not decided yet, so I can say, yeah.
Excellent. Well, yeah, it's very interesting.
A couple more things. You can also use it for key retrig. So you have a switch here. So that's the regular play mode with the mutes of your mixer section. And if you switch to key retrig, you can now use this as a keyboard and play each VCOs independently, or start playing chords. So this could be a really great companion to the SMR as well, using the 1 volt per octave outputs of the 6 1 volt per octave outputs of the new SMR firmware into the 1 volt per octave inputs of the SWN to control the pitch, and then you unmute the different VCOs, and then you use the LFOs to control the amplitude on the SMR, and then it can be played together by hand.
But you could also maybe just patch those in and then play kind of the chord that's there, right? So you could patch the LFOs in and just play the chord.
Yeah, if you patch the LFO in, once there's quantization available, then you'll be able to play actual sequences. Yeah.
Excellent.
Yeah. Yeah, you can also change. So we've listened to the wavetables a little bit, but one thing we haven't done yet is we've listened to different waveforms within one wavetable, but we haven't listened to different wavetables. So I'm just going to browse through them a little bit so you can hear them. You can get very rich sounds.
So how many wavetables are there?
There are on this one prototype there are 16 wavetables. Some of them are derived with wavefolding, so that's about a couple hundred waveforms. Yeah, at the moment, but we'll see when it's released how much we put in there. Yeah.
Excellent. Is that everything? Because there's quite a lot.
Yeah. Yeah. We're also considering, which we've tried before, adding external input, external audio inputs. And so you could run external audio input in here and then use the VCAs to control the amplitude of an external signal. So use it as a six
VCAs.
6 VCA with trigger sequencer or gate sequencer. Yeah.
And the built-in LFOs and everything else
Yeah.
as well. Wow. Okay. Wow. That's really impressive.
Yeah.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Yeah.